live. We're live. AB3ANIME, we are live on YouTube right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me make some adjustments. I got me right here. I got things in the background, but we here. And now because of fun, where you guys can hear me. It's like a 20-second delay. Even though I see you guys like comments and stuff, you guys are always like 20 seconds behind me. So what up, everyone? What up, Yuki? We are here. Got the glasses on because the contacts was acting wild. But we here. What's good, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys know how we do this. We give it a couple minutes, then we're gonna start talking. But honestly, we can start talking anyway. How was everyone's week, fam? How are things in the anime world? What episodes did you guys watch this week? Hey, Yuki, bruh, you been watching that Wand and Sword anime? That joint's solid. Wand and Sword is solid. I actually like that anime. It's really good. It's been a lot better than I thought it was. What's up, everyone? We got three people in here. Yeah, we showed up on time tonight. We tried to. We tried to be on time. We close. We close. We're trying to be here right on time, but unfortunately, it didn't catch up. Oh no, you ain't got into it yet. You gotta check it out. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are here to talk anime and conventions, you are at the right place. This is AB3 Anime. This is all we talk about is anime and convention stuff. Now, I appreciate you guys being here. Let's be real. I've had a long week, fam. All right. Welcome to the channel. Your boys had a long week. Let me explain to you why I've had a long week. I am, and I see the camera doing its thing again. I tried to fix the autofocus, but like it is wilding right now. We going we gonna have to fix that. All right, there we go. There we go. I would put this light on. Maybe nah, leave that alone. Um, anyway, I've had a long week. The reason I've had a long week is, as you guys know, we are preparing for Superstar Anime Con this weekend. Hold on, hold on. I got it. I got it right here on the screen for you guys to see. Let me make myself a little bit small. All right. Your boy is preparing for Superstar Anime Con. All right. We a vendor at this convention, but I've been dealing with a lot of bullshit this week, okay? Because of this. Not with the convention itself. Um, and I'll show you guys some of this convention stuff in a second, but like let me just explain what kind of week we're having. Okay. I am learning how to be an anime vendor, right? I'm learning how to be an anime exhibitor. It's something that I wanted to do. I really enjoy anime. I enjoy conventions, as you guys know. So I thought, you know what? Is there a way I can do these things more often besides just talking anime on YouTube? Which you guys know, I love to talk anime on YouTube. But the reason I'm here to do things this way was one, it provides an income, and two, it allows me to travel more often. So I do want to become an anime vendor. But I am learning the processes of owning your own business. This is my first business, as you know, it's my business. So I don't want to say my, because shout out to the other ABs in the AB3. They know who they are. But it's a process, okay? Yo, from ordering products to making sure accounts are set up, to sending the right emails, keeping up with how much you're spending, dates, planning future conventions, all these things are something we're adjusting to. So because of that, we've had a long week. I mean, um, you guys see the stuff on our website. Shout out to Eric for updating the website. If you have not checked out the new ab3anime.net, please do so. We're learning different things. One of the things I'm learning is it is a lot harder to run an anime business than anticipated because of the fact that if you want good merchandise, you're usually not going to buy it in the US. Okay. You can find certain vendors and things in the US for a couple things, but generally speaking, if you want good anime merchandise, it usually comes from overseas. So dealing with the international part of things, like placing orders last week and hoping they get here this week. I got new zipper wallets that we were hoping would be here by the convention. That by the skin of my teeth, they might be here by the convention this weekend because of the fact that I have to order them from my vendor. And shout out Sandy Chen, she know who she is overseas, but I have to order them from her. She gets them from another distributor. They send them to me, but in the process, I pay her a week ago because everything comes from overseas. Not only does it have to leave her country and go through custom checks and make sure everything's good. When it gets to the US, it then has to go through customs again and make sure it can be released through US customs. Then it has to be sent to me. So the it's like a week to a week and a half on the arrival of said products. Even with me ordering early to make sure stuff is here, sometimes if I have to worry about how long customs is going to have it, or now customs let it go, but now I got to worry about the holidays and how long it's going to take to ship between here and there. It is a process in getting these products. I didn't realize that initially when we decided to do this. And for those of you guys who are looking to get into selling anime products, whether it's like accessories, figures, or whatever, finding US distributors are easier for figures than anything else. It's so easy to find a distributor in the US to get figures. It is very hard to get other anime merchandise. I even tried at one point to try if I could buy t-shirts and like things from Hot Topic wholesale to see if I can get like that kind of stuff or even box lunch or Amazon. There's a whole bunch of ways I tried to get anime merch, even going through like Bandai and stuff like that is very hard to directly go through these guys. Now, when I did decide a couple years ago when I was trying to sell figures, it was working to an extent, but I was selling to other businesses, wasn't working so much selling to people. And if you go to anime conventions, you guys know there are Yuki, how many anime figure tables are at conventions? Like, bruh, how many? And I see you catching up on an Oshinoko. I heard Oshinoko's solid. I really need to get into that. But legitly, how many vendors sell figures at these conventions? Like, you walk around the anime convention, what are there, 20, 25 tables with figures? So you don't really stand out when you're selling the same figures everybody else is. I've been that person that we've walked a convention for one of our friends looking for a power figure one time. We saw the same power figure on 5 or 6 different tables. You know what I mean? Right, at least 20 plus, bro. At least 20 plus. We saw the same power figure on at least 8 to 10 tables, different prices at each table. But because there's so many of the same figure, it kind of pulls away. So now you lose that customer because someone else is selling that figure cheaper than you are. So I got out of doing the figure thing and we tried to get into t-shirts. I'm like, okay, let me make some t-shirt connections. Maybe I'll get some t-shirts printed. One, it's very hard to come up with a lot of these designs. You can come up with designs by yourself, but you also run the risk of doing copyright infringement when you put these characters on t-shirts. It's a lot easier to get a copyright infringement thing. Now, again, now have t-shirts pulled back a little bit because not as many t-shirt tables as there were? True. But that has become more so because anime fans are not necessarily just wearing anime t-shirts anymore. And there was a point where to prove you really like anime, you wear an anime t-shirt. Like that's what you would do. Or if you were an anime nerd, that's what happens. Now you have anime nerds who are dressing in fucking Nike and Gucci and fucking all kinds of stuff. Like they're wearing nerds wear regular clothes. I mean, they always have, but now for real, they wear regular clothes. So you're not seeing the t-shirts sell the way they used to. It's why now when you go on a Hot Topic, instead of having a whole wall section of just anime t-shirts, they got like 10 or 12 shirts that are anime t-shirts now because of that kind of situation. So I did try to get into t-shirts, but again, we ran into a situation where the markup was not as good. And with t-shirts, unfortunately, you have to buy so many of each size and in one style. You might need five of all these different sizes and then one shirt. So I can't have a tie dye real twerking on Mickey Mouse and sell at a con. I mean, maybe at the 18 plus booth, bro. You can probably pull that off at the 18 plus booth. I don't know if you can pull that off at anywhere else, but maybe at the 18 plus booth. Nah, copyright infringement on t-shirts is a real thing. A lot of times when you go to the bigger anime conventions, you will see these booths that have t-shirts set up, and all of a sudden you'll see them put like a black paper or something over the t-shirt. It's because one of these copyright people came by, told them they're not allowed to sell that t-shirt, and now they have to completely block it out and they can't sell it. That's what happens. 18 plus. Shout out to Abraham. Hey, what's good, Britt? I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But anyway, we tried to do the t-shirt thing. It didn't work because there are probably what six different sizes: small, medium, large, extra large, 2X, then you go 3, 4. When you need five of each one of those for one shirt design, it gets fairly expensive. So we got out of that. Then we started doing what we're doing now, the anime accessories thing, where a lot of anime fans want to rep their squad. They don't necessarily want to wear the t-shirt, but they do want something that's anime. So the bags we sell, people like the beanies we sell, people like the wallets, different things like that to give you guys that anime feel. We got into that, but because I'm ordering everything from overseas, it's a lot harder to keep the products in. Now we've been doing bigger orders so that we can keep products in and go to more cons and stuff like that. But the stress of making sure products arrive on time and making sure I have the correct paperwork in order and I've contacted the vendor and certain vendors don't want you to have certain things. Bro, I didn't even realize I can't even this convention we're working, bro, one of the things we can't do, can't have no food from outside the convention at this joint. All right? No outside food or drink from the con. So if you working a table for Superstar Anime, you can't have no outside food or drink. You can put snacks in the bag or something, but it's different. You know what I mean? So we're learning these things. These are things that we did not know. Keeping up with how much we're losing when we're spending money transporting things. Yo, bro, I had to learn about the transporting of goods to these conventions because in my mind, there's got to be some kind of system that all the vendors are using. There's got to be some company or some network that they're using to transport all their stuff across country and do this and do that. Nah, no, you're just paying extra. A lot of these people, hey, what up, Hoshi? Um, a lot of these people are paying extra money on flights to fly with their merchandise. They're paying, like for me, like shipping from overseas. They're having that product shipped to the hotel they're staying at in said city. They're having that product shipped to a convention center and then picking it up there. But now you're not only paying to have that product shipped from wherever you're ordering from, you're paying to have it shipped to you from there. You're paying to have it shipped to the convention center, to a hotel. And some of these convention centers and hotels are now charging you a fee for holding the product before the convention. So if you have something shipped in 3 or 4 days before a convention to make sure it's there, they're charging you a holding fee those 3 days while you're waiting to get your product. So it's just a lot of things we didn't account for. Um, Even so much as because we're doing a 2 day convention this time, because we want to grow, I need to get more into doing tables and stuff. Because we're doing a 2 day convention, we increased our merchandise. But that also means I have to increase the amount of containers I have carrying said merchandise. So whereas last convention I carried two big containers, one medium, and then one little small container that we had like the tablecloth and stuff in for the convention. I have nine big containers this time. Still have a small container. Then we got the bags. I gotta have this 10-foot wall thing to hang all the wall scrolls and stuff. Like it's a lot different, you know? But since I don't have a truck, you know, and my SUV doesn't have a trailer hitch, I have to rent something to take the products to the convention. So these are things I didn't factor in initially when you're doing this stuff. So now I got to pay like another 300, 400 to put all this stuff in the cargo van or to rent a trailer to put the stuff at the convention center. So these are things that, you learn being a vendor. I'm trying to show you guys what we do, in case you want to get into this. All right. I know everybody wants to go to conventions, but if you decide that being a part of anime is something you want to do and you're not an artist like your boy, because I'm not, and you don't want to sit in front of a camera on YouTube and talk to dope people like I do, the Hoshis, the Yukis, the Brits, dope people. We can talk. All right. If you're not wanting to do those kind of things, but you want to be a part of anime, Artist Alley, exhibitor halls, these are the type of things you could get into. And these are the type of things that you can kind of develop, or, your boy will help you if these are the type of things you want to get into. Um, as someone who is looking to make a career out of this, have my own business, talking anime with people all the time and selling anime to people all the time, I can't argue with that. Like, I got this dope ass Goku backpack for this convention. All right. One, kids are going back to school. Two, people fuck with Kakarot. All right. Just plain and simple. That's why we have the Goku backpack. Um, But these are some of the guests at this week's conventions. No major overseas guests, of course. But this is the convention we're working at this weekend. And again, it's at Virginia Beach. And it's called Superstar Anime Con. Let me make myself just a little bit smaller. There we go. And these are a couple of guests that are going to be at the convention this weekend. You know what I mean? No one out of this ordinary, just your basic run of the mill convention guests. We live, so excuse me. But that's just what we've been having going on the last week, man. But let's talk anime conventions. What's up? We know Anime NYC is this weekend. Okay. Now, I know we're not going to Anime NYC. It's a little too close. We will review Anime NYC stuff next Monday so we can check out what the other people are doing. All right. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a look and see if we can find some cons for you guys to go to before the end of the year. You know what I mean? There are conventions that you guys can still check out before the end of the year. This is animecons.com. If you guys have not seen my video before, animecons.com is how you find anime conventions. This is also how I'm finding anime conventions as a vendor, and of course, somebody who wants to check out conventions. Anime NYC looks so fucking stacked this year. Hey Hoshi, if you want, we'll go over the schedule after this. Let me show these people. We'll show everybody how to find cons for the rest of the year. And if you want, we can check out the convention schedule because I do think they have a lot going on. Again, Anime NYC, the only reason they have not scaled to the point of Anime Expo is because they're capping themselves. They're literally capping themselves right now. It's the only reason they're not the size of Anime Expo already. Um, because that New York, California thing, one's always trying to be as big as the other one. So it literally the only reason is they are capping themselves. Anyway, animecons.com, you guys, is where we find all our anime conventions. I am looking here to find some tables and stuff for us to go set up and do, but also conventions for us to go check out and hang out at the end of the year. Now this is gonna run all the way through to the end of 2024. Okay, these are gonna be dope. We're getting stacked upon anyway. Dude, the VTubers are taking over. Okay, I don't know. I don't know the VTuber thing. Again, it's not mine, but I know a lot of people planning to hit up NYC in November for a future video project. For a second, the area for anime NYC 2025. Hey, that ain't a bad idea. That's what's up, Yuki. And that's dope you making a video out there, man. That's dope as fuck. All right, so as you guys can see, not only do we have the convention right here, we got the dates and we have where they're located. As you guys see, Anime NYC is right here at the top of this list. All of these conventions in this first little group right here are happening this weekend. So for people who think anime conventions aren't always happening, there are constantly anime conventions happening. Now, it might not be right near you, but there are conventions happening. They are in distance for some people. I mean, depending on where you live. All right, so we got Anime NYC this weekend. As you guys know, we got some Kentucky conventions, some Texas, some Madison, Wisconsin. We have Collecticon. Okay, so while this does lift the anime conventions, you guys have to be very, very careful. Always click on the link and check out what's happening. Collecticon is cool. Collecticon ain't an anime convention. All right. Not saying they won't have figures, but Collecticon is for those who like to collect cards, who like to collect figures, who like to collect magazines, who like to collect, it's Collecticon. They collect coins. This is that type of convention. It's not an anime convention, but it's on the anime list because they have anime things there. So just be cautious about that. Always click on whatever you're interested in and then click on view their website, check out what they have. There are barely any breaks between every single anime con anymore. There's not. That's the problem. Planning your next anime convention is a little rough. Again, we're trying to run a business. So sitting down with the business group today, trying to get a meeting of the minds together, and we go, hey, what makes sense for us? Um, as a figure collector, that's broke as fuck. I'm glad I cannot go. Yeah, the collector cost is different. If you really about collecting figures and stuff, that's the kind of place you want to check out. But as a business, we're trying to figure out what table to do next after we go check out this convention. Um, but because everything's so back to back, we're also trying not to go too crazy because if we book something and then again, my stuff comes from overseas. If I book something and I can't get the product in within that 7 day span or that 10 day span, kind of throws us off. So I can't necessarily book every weekend until I can get my inventory built all the way up. But you got places like Collecticon, Conjutsu, and some of these are single day conventions. KinYobiCon is a single day convention in California. Never even heard of it, but it is in Cali. Anime Magic is in Illinois. What the hell is Anime Magic? We gonna we gonna click on this. What is this? Bring magic back to anime conventions. What is this? What is Anime Magic? Are they doing magic shows? They stage shows? Tattoos? Okay, Anime Magic is not. Guess they about that life. I've never heard of Anime Magic. Magic back to conventions, pushing the boundaries, way bigger, way better. Convention for by fans, for fans. Typical stuff, typical stuff. All right, what we got here? What we got here? Their voice actor get list is not bad, actually. Not bad for a small con. If I do say so, it's not bad for a small con. All right, Sailor Moon like cons. All right, hold on. Let's see. They're really. Are you gonna try to get a vendor booth at AX? No, Hoshi, only because even by then, if we've grown pretty good, that would be dope. But I also never want to lose the fun of conventions by working every single convention. If you work every single convention, they feel like work and they're not fun. That doesn't mean I'm not going to work a ton of conventions, 30, 40 a year. I'm trying to get to that point, but still want to have certain conventions that I go to just to have fun. They had this Gmod icon for their schedule. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, this is it's all right. I mean, this is cool though. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this. This con looks different. Uh Showcases, Taste Tokyo, gaming area, tabletop, Tasha car shows, DJs, nightclubs, bars, karaoke, manga library. I'm not mad at this con. I've never heard of this. But it seems okay. K-pop showcase. What is a K-pop? What is K culture? What is happening here? K random dance play. K cover arena with a grand prize of $2,000 for someone who wants to go. I want anime magic is in my region. Hey, let's go, Yuki. This is what we here for. To check out anime cons and other people's areas. You feel me? That's what we here for. So at the end of the month, unfortunately, it's a little too close for me to pull off, but I'm not mad at that. That actually looks pretty cool. So something like that, I would love to have a table at. But it's so close to the convention we're doing right now, I couldn't. That's what we're talking about, like the turnaround time. This weekend for us, the convention is the 24th and 25th. Even if I placed an order on the 25th for products, and my vendor, she's amazing. She's super fast with getting me stuff. It would still probably not be here by the first. I have to give myself at least 2 weeks in between an order to make sure the product is here. So while these cons are kind of dope, it ain't for me. Dragon Con, I've always heard about Dragon Con. I do want to check it out one time. Matsuri Con, um, SAC Anime. Everyone's heard of SAC Anime. It's a big anime convention in Sacramento. Like I said, if you got, look, this is how many conventions there are in just September. Anyone saying that I can't find an anime convention in my area is lying, bro. You're lying. Just look at this list. There's an anime con within 3 hours of you somewhere. Okay. I don't care where you live. Within 3 to 4 hours, there is an anime convention that you could check out. All right. Anime magic is on the small side, but it's just that. So that's the dope part, Yuki, is you gotta remember is you still have to enjoy local cons. The only reason you can appreciate some of these super huge, massive cons is because we enjoy our local cons. The local small cons are still fun. Um, will you check out Comic Cat something? Huh. I've heard of that. Hold on. I've heard of that. Comic Cat. What is that? Oh, the Tokyo joint. Ooh. Bro, I am down to check this out so much. I have we have people who have been talking and wanting to check out stuff like this. Um, it would be a dope convention or whatever to check out for a lot of people. I wouldn't mind at all. This looks super cool. It is supposed to be. Comic Cat is supposed to be literally one of the biggest anime things in the world. Um, but there are a lot of rules in Japan when it comes to anime and cosplay. One of the biggest ones is like traveling in your cosplay. I think you have to get dressed there or near your hotel. You can't like travel on the subway or something, or you get weird looks while you're doing it. Um, but I would love to check out something like that. Um, this is crazy. Yeah, I thought it might be. Nah, yo. So people forget, like, they look at anime lovers and cosplayers a little different in Japan than we do here, okay? Just remember that. As much as anime is accepted and we love it and it's dope, you gotta remember it's not like that everywhere. Even in some of these other countries, we're gonna turn this to English. What is this? Hold on. I know you guys can't hear. The sound is I'm not recording the sound right now. I just want to see what we're talking about. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if it gives us a couple images. I'm sorry. Does that say 30,000 exhibiting circles? What? 20,000 cosplays? That's wild. 550,000 participants is crazy. Anime NYC is my goal next choice, but AX is always the main con for me. AX is still my main con as well. Like I said, we were already planning flights and everything, but 550,000 visitors is crazy. The staff is 3,000 people. Another thing I need to mention is Japanese cosplay events don't have fan slash guest panels. They do not. You got to remember they we do that here because we're allowed to do a lot of that stuff. When you're over there, a lot of these companies are the ones that hold all these panels and do all these things because of the fact that copyright is real. They don't want you infringing on their properties. Like I said, like a lot of my if I get a copyright thing, it's usually from overseas. So this is the venue, at least 10K for staff. I'm surprised too. But you got to remember also that overseas they're so like strict on a lot of things. It is very by the book. You see them like literally just handing out one table at a time to people. This is wild. Yo, this is massive. Okay. Did you guys also see these are volunteer? The conventions there also closed down at 4 to 5. A faster venue before, but I haven't been in, of course. Wait. Y'all think AX lines are crazy? Do you see that? But I'll give them this. You see how organized those lines are? They're very organized. But look at the amount of people. Oh my God. I'd have to imagine that, like, the going inside is crazy. Dude, they have people literally. Wow. Man, is that my sleep schedule is bad as it all the time. Did you see the vid of them waiting during a typhoon a couple years ago? Yo, that's some dedication. Hey, in our defense, we did go to an AX with the highest earthquake scale in like years in California. Okay, we were at the AX. This is crazy. To answer Rose's question, I'm not good with lines. I don't think I could do this. I'm pointing over here because I have a second monitor that I'm like watching the video on over here. I can do this. I'm not going to pretend. There is no, oh my God. Look at that ocean of people. Like AX is crazy, but dude, is this their version of Artist Alley too? No, you know what? I just thought about it. A lot of these guys, not only are they artists, they're actually original mangas sold here. You get a lot of different mangas that are just starting out and light novels that are just starting out. And these guys set up the table and sell that they sell their own manga, they sell their own light novels, they sell their own stuff. Like this, I forgot about that. That's one of the biggest things about this convention is that you get to see all that new stuff. Yo, that's crazy, Yuki. It's wild that they have this many people and they can make it move super smooth, but AX still can't get the artist alley straight. AX is still having trouble with the artist alley. That's crazy. But yeah, you can see a lot of original manga stuff here too. They look like ants. It just looks like a bunch of little ants on like a screen moving. But as you guys see how fast they're moving one as one. New goal to sell my main manga volumes there. Bro, honestly, that's not a bad idea. That's the one convention that it's actually really good to be a brand new artist. Because one of the things they do in Japan is a lot of them will come up to your booth, actually stop and read the mangas, and then make the decision. They don't just walk by their booth that their CO2 levels under control. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, it's couldn't get the air right now, dude. It's bad. Comic Cat is my dream car. It's dope, man. Y'all trying to plan a AB3 anime group trip to Comic Cat? I'm down. I'm always down. And don't believe and you believe me. I'm when I say I'm down, I'm down. Dude, that's crazy. Oh, she wants to go to. Oh, dude, they do this in the winter? This is like more than one time a year? This must be when all the love novels come out. Like you go to Japan next August or December. Down to do it, bro. That might be on the list because right now we don't really see any conventions in December. Where, bro, do you see how deep that convention hall is? Oh my God, man. You know there's some exclusives there too, right? You couldn't buy no clothes though, because like Japan sizes versus US sizes, it don't work the same way. But you can get some dope figures and mangas. Think our cosplay community talk shit about cosplayers who don't look like the character. Yeah, they're ruthless. Yeah, they really expect you to look like the character over there. Like it's different. It's a different culture. You have to understand that you're definitely switching cultures when you go there. But I would love to go check out something like that. Blood donation. There's a blood donation booth. X doesn't hype me up as I thought I would definitely now. I'm going to Comic Con. AX is dope, Hoshi. I keep forgetting this will be your first one. You're planning on going next year. AX is dope. Don't get it twisted. We all are talking about going to this. AX is dope as fuck too, though. Okay, we not gonna pretend AX is dope. It is super cool. The premieres are crazy. The merch is crazy. AX is dope. He took Blood Demon art a little too seriously as wild, and y'all know that. All right. They make it look like no one was ever there. That's crazy. Yeah, that's probably good call, Ro. That's arguably, yeah. I mean, it's listed as the biggest. That's crazy. I don't even know if it goes on for days. Is it? Yeah, it's like 2 days. So that's a lot, fam. Good. Oh, I'll check it out though. Yeah, just like Ro said, Hoshi, you will have fun, right? It looks like a gym. Yeah, it looks like a gym after, man. It does. But you'll have a blast, man. You'll have a blast. Um, AX is different though, man. It's a lot of shit going on in AX. It's a lot of people too. Used to be 3 to 4 days. Yeah, Comic Cat looks massive. I would love to check that out. I didn't know it was going to be like that. You know what I mean? Like Comic Cat is crazy. All right. Since we talking AX, man, let's do it. Why not? Why not look at some YouTube stuff for AX to show you guys just some basic, just Hoshi out here in these streets needing to know his anime expo stuff. We gonna do it, Hoshi. Do it once for the squad. All right, so we're gonna talk directly to Hoshi right now, and everyone else in the chat can back me up on some of these things. We got to get a Comic Cat vlog now. So, Ro, you guys will actually be getting a new AB3 anime vlog this weekend off that camera. As I said, we're going to Superstar Anime Con and we'll be vlogging this weekend our experience as vendors. So you guys will get that video this weekend. And as we start to do more of these, you'll get more vlog videos. So, Hoshi, Anime Expo is coming. We've already talked about the hotel. We've talked about the flight. Bro, just what to expect. Let's be real. Anime Expo gives you tons of premieres. All right. We're not going to pretend like you're not going to get a lot of premieres in Anime Expo. You get world premieres there. You get the dopest merch. You can get some nice clothes. You can get some nice shoes. Anime Expo got everything. All right. You're going to have fun. But what should you look out for at Anime Expo? All right. Hoshi, here are the bad things of Anime Expo you should be worried about. When I say this, everybody in the comments are gonna know what I'm talking about. But look out for Preacher Dude. Okay, Preacher Dude is gonna be outside with a microphone, and he's gonna be talking to the people. Hoshi, he's gonna tell you that you're here to sin, and the Lord doesn't want you inside Anime Expo. Uh, I wish I was joking, but the Lord, he will tell you that the Lord does not want you there. There, every year, there's a dude. This year, I would think it was two at one point. There was one across one street and one across another street. Um, you saw that guy in the vlog. Yeah, he's there. He's there every year. Megaphone telling us what we're doing wrong, Hoshi. Okay, so look out for Preacher Dude. All right, we're not going to pretend. Um, Hey, right. Tell him, Yuki. I'm not. I'm not playing. Preacher Man is out there every year telling you what you doing wrong, fam. Um, you also, in my opinion, need to be aware. They're gonna try to get you on these food prices, Hoshi. Right? Food prices in AX are ridiculous. Listen to me when I say this. Do not buy any food inside the convention. I don't care how hungry you are. I don't care if you're just trying not to leave. Don't buy food inside the convention, Hoshi. One, it ain't gonna taste good, and two, it's gonna be expensive as fuck. Way too expensive. All right, hold on, hold on. We gonna catch some of these comments. Let's see. There are also folks driving the vans blasting Bible quotes. Yes. Lord don't want me to go there. He won't give me the money. No. Rooftop parties and raves are a thing. Oh, yes. So rooftop parties and raves are a thing. All right. And unfortunately, they can go left. Hold on. They can go way left, Hoshi. As everyone saw with the fight thing that happened this year, crazy situation at the West End. Um, Rooftop parties are real though. All right. Now, does every hotel have a rooftop party? No. The Westin is the only hotel out here doing these rooftop parties. Are all the stories you hear about these anime? I don't know if YouTube will block that word. The anime get-togethers. You know, when men and women come together, and there's a lot of them, and they just bond at night, Hoshi. Those things exist for real. Okay, that's actually happening. Right? There's a lot going on. Okay. We're not going to use the real word because I don't know what YouTube's going to do. So we're not going to say what the world is. We don't want to get demonetized right here. All right. Those things happen. Okay. There's a lot of things going on at AX. Stay away from the food. I wouldn't trust those things to be fair. Yeah. Don't do it, Hoshi. um, Stay away from the food inside the convention center. You don't necessarily have to take a Uber or Lyft. You can generally walk. Everything you need is in walking distance. There's a 7-Eleven in walking distance. There's coffee shops. There's food. There's a grocery store. Everything's in walking distance. So you don't have to take an Uber unless you just have to. So just remember that as well. Um, Money wise, I hear you like to collect figures, Hoshi. I'm not gonna lie to you. They got a lot. I'm worried for you, Hoshi. I'm worried. I'm worried that you may have to like come back in a box or something. Cause let's just say a certain Marvin Gaye Slaves playing in a room with a few cosplayers. Yeah. Also, Hoshi, I know this sounds weird. There will be a room at one of these hotels where the door is closed, but there's a line of dudes on the outside of the door. And they're lining up to go in the room one at a time, Hoshi. I'm not gonna say what's happening. What is happening? Weston is walking distance to the con. Weston is super close. Last time I was at the West End, we did do a rooftop party there. Um, I don't think I have that video anymore or any party. Just I used to have pictures of us partying at the West End. It was cool. I wonder what that is. Yeah, you know what that is, Hoshi. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, these things are happening. Also be aware the hot dogs are not as fire as they used to be. Okay. You're gonna see a million hot dog carts. Someone has to explain to me while they were selling hot dogs at 6 in the morning while we were lining up for the convention, but they weren't selling drinks. Okay. If they were selling water at 6 in the morning, along with like some eggs and bacon or something, I think everybody would have bought something. But nah, they were selling these hot dogs at 6 in the morning. They're like, you want a hot dog? There's no drinks, Hoshi. Don't do it. Don't buy those hot dogs at 6 in the morning. It is not it. I want to put an emoji with a flag. It might flag me. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Go get flagged. Go get flagged, Yuki. Bro, they will. These hot dog vendor carts are real, and the fruit carts are real too. I ain't gonna lie. They buy a fruit cup. Everyone buys one of the two. My fruit cup was $11, Hoshi. $11 for some pieces of watermelon, fam. I can go to the grocery store right now and buy a whole watermelon for $5. I paid $11 for pieces. I paid $11 for pieces, Hoshi. All right. Food at the con is expensive. But I will tell you this though, you will have so much fun, man. One of the things a lot of people worry about when you go to a convention that big is the people you run into or the people you're around. I can honestly say personally speaking, I haven't met anyone who was super rude or disrespectful. I haven't met anyone who was out of the ordinary or super weird. Everyone I've met at Anime Expo has been super cool. Um, but I tend to like, I keep myself in a certain crowd. I don't try to like hang out with all the super partiers and stuff like that. That's not my kind of scene, but everyone I've met at Anime Expo has been super cool. It's so dope to find people who legit just want to talk anime. They're interested in seeing the premieres as much as you are. They're seeing all the cosplays. They see the dope cars drive up and they want to get pictures of the cars. Um, in all honesty, all my whole con history, I've never met a horrible person. Saying it's true. It's true. I've met genuinely nice people through the con. Like I said, it's been super cool the people I've met. Yeah, people skipping line is wild. Even Yuki, I met Yuki literally just at the Western rooftop, chilling. Cool dude. We stood there and just talked for like 20, 30 minutes, just talking anime shit. And it's really the type of people you run into. You just meet people who, I always say it this way, you're at a convention with people who already enjoy the stuff you enjoy. You already have a common ground and a common culture that you guys all bond at that point. You guys already have that one base level of communication that you're all in anime. And then you can build from there. So it's usually pretty chill because one, most of the people there are also already shy. So they're reserved as it is. And they're just like you. They're just waiting on someone to say, hey, what's up? That's literally what they're waiting on. So just remember that, man. There's some really cool people out there. Don't miss out on the opportunity to meet some cool people. Now, does that mean you won't find a crazy person every now and then? I mean, they're out there. You got to respect each other. Okay. Like Yuki said, there are people who talk down to each other over their cosplays and stuff like that. I will say, I'm not calling nobody rude. I'm not picking a group. I will say though, out of all the people at the convention, if you gotta pick a group that's the rudest, or if you gotta pick the group that might not always get along with everybody else, it's not the gamers, it's not the necessarily the congoers, it's not the artists, it's not the vendors, it's not the guests, the cosplayers sometimes. They're not the nicest people. Um, they can be fairly rude sometimes, and they have the right to be. You don't have the right to take anyone's picture without their permission. Um, but some of them, because to them cosplay is a business, they can be rather rude sometimes. The only rude experience I've ever had with a cosplayer was at Anime Expo, and it was, I guess, someone was waiting for professional cosplay photos. So they literally told everyone outside not to take a single photo of them because they weren't paid photos. And they were taking paid photos with a cosplayer for cosplay. Um, and it's respectable. It's their thing. I do think there's a different way to say that. But that was like the only time that I was like, yo, it's a little rude. Now, the stories I have heard of people being rude to other people sometimes, it's it has been cosplayers. I'm with Yuki. I don't mean I'm not talking down the cosplayers, but some of them have their egos are a little higher. All right. I get it. I get it. Again, you do what you want with your cosplay. So I'm not gonna tell you not to do that. I will say if you decide not to let someone take your picture, if you prefer for them not to, there is an easier way to say it than to belittle people. That's all I'll say. Honestly, since that time, because I do know the cosplayer I'm talking about, I'm just not gonna say that cosplayer's name. I don't fuck with that cosplayer at all. Like, I don't nothing they do. I don't follow none of their stuff. As it was super rude. And again, you guys know me. I'm not big into taking photos and stuff. So they weren't necessarily being rude to me, but they were being rude to people around me. And it was like, it was enough that I was like, all right, you're not for me. So I'm gonna just back out of here. Just ease on down. Let me get out of here. This wasn't for me. So Homer in the bushes in this bitch. Just it wasn't for me. Again, I'm not gonna talk rude about anybody. I just know that that situation wasn't for me. But generally speaking, everyone else I've met, I've stood in line with people. Last con, we were upstairs at the Platinum Ballroom. First of all, inside secret for you guys who are waiting in the JW Marriott for panels. This is the perfect time to eat lunch or breakfast. You guys are looking at me crazy. Let me explain. The JW Marriott is a hotel, okay? The Platinum Ballroom upstairs, the Diamond Ballroom upstairs. Panels take an hour or so, but you're usually lined up there 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, depending on the panel. You're up there 2 to 3 hours of ahead of time. Um, because of this, you have a lot of waiting time. What they don't tell you in the AX description and stuff is the Diamond Ballroom and the Platinum Ballroom, they still allow food and stuff. And the hotel allows DoorDash and shit. So, what a lot of people, what we did, what you could do also, apparently it's one of the reasons I missed Row. Bro, we just realized that the other day. It's the reason we missed you coming out of the panel. We wanted to eat lunch before the panel. So I think Ro was either going in a room and we were going to get food, and then by the time we came up, she was going out. But what we did, because we had to wait like 2.5 hours for the panel we were doing, is we placed the order on DoorDash. One of us stayed upstairs in the Platinum Ballroom area, like the waiting, because you wait on the floor outside of the room. One of us stayed in that area, holding our spots like right against the wall. The other one went down, grabbed the food, the drinks, came back up, and we just had lunch right there. It's an easy way to get food, to have lunch, and still hold your place in line. You can't do that at the convention center. Convention center ain't gonna allow you to bring in a whole ass McDonald's or whatever Chinese food or whatever place you order from. The convention center is not gonna allow you to do that. But the JW Marriott does allow you to DoorDash food to the hotel, go grab your food, take it upstairs. It was good. Cosplayer was trying to cut in line for the cafe. Didn't even ask. I told his ass to get back to the end of the line. Hey, Carlos, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. Sometimes you got to do it. Yes, Hoshi. Every hotel in an Anime Expo allows DoorDash. A lot of the time you can either go downstairs and meet the driver, or the driver will actually come up to the lobby. The drivers do not come up to your room. If you order food to one of these hotels in downtown LA, they don't come to your room because they have to have a key card to get to any of the floors. So you either have to meet that person in the hotel lobby or you have to meet that person downstairs outside. But yeah, Hoshi, you can get a lot of things delivered in LA, homie. Hey, you can get a bro. There's even there's smoke deliveries too. Like you can order smoke and everything else and just have it delivered to the hotel. You just pick it up and take it with you. Like it's a lot. Yeah, go downstairs and meet them. I agree with you, Keith, because there's so many people. when your food gets delivered to the lobby desk, it always run the risk of them giving it to the wrong person or something. Go downstairs and meet your driver. I always do. But that's what we did. We went down, they stayed upstairs. We went downstairs to go grab food from right outside the hotel. Literally just walked right out to JW Marriott, grabbed food, came back upstairs, showed the badge, went, sat down, and had lunch right there in the platinum floor. Just chilling. It's a quick, easy lunch break or breakfast. I did the same thing for breakfast. Somebody had to order some gluten-free donuts and bagels and stuff. And got some chai latte, sorry. I know chai is tea. So got some chai lattes and just hung out. It's a quick, easy way. I just now realized how close the hospital is to the convention center. Yeah, that was Abraham was giving out some crazy advice. That shit was wild. But it does help some people, man. I saw the parking area for the convention center; it was completely packed. So it's definitely some good advice for certain people. But yeah, that's is easy strategies you can use to save time, but also to make sure that you get food because you're there so long. Like you're talking about waiting 2.5 hours before a panel, then the panel taking an hour, then walking from the Marriott to somewhere else. If you even have time to eat before your next panel, your next event, people always forget that the dealers hall and stuff is not open all day. They do close at 6. I wanted to say it closed at 6. I really wanted to say they closed at 6 or 7, but I might be wrong. How long was the convention open? Here we go. Entertainment hall. No, that was open way later. Yeah, I was right. 6. So these places closed at 6 o'clock. So that was a big difference this year. The exhibit hall, yeah, 6 p.m. Yeah, that's a big difference. How does a toll work and Ubering going from LAX to the Moxie? There is no toll, Hoshi. There is no toll. As someone who just took that exact ride, there is no toll. Literally, Hoshi, I'm not even trying to be figuratively speaking. I went directly from LAX to the AC hotel, which is connected to the Moxie. They're in the same building. There is no toll. It was a $38 Uber ride. Yeah, and that was like it's $38. And the only way to catch an Uber is you have to actually, when you get out of LAX, you get onto a shuttle. They take you to a location to book the Uber, and then you book the Uber. So Google Maps behind. Yeah, you don't have to take a toll. You just Uber from there. Now you get on the shuttle. The shuttle takes you to the area that the Ubers and stuff are at, and then you call your Uber from over there. It's like $38 or something like that. You take the Uber from there over to the conventions to the Moxie or whatever. Again, we have our backup hotel booked. All right, you know what I mean? I have my backup hotel booked, but the game plan is to get the room block hotel price. That's really what you want. Y'all like the rave event they had last year? I'm not gonna be I'm gonna be honest, Carlos. I'm old. Fam, I tried 2 nights to stay up and go to the rave. It did not work. The first the first day it was like, first day you chill. Second day you're up super early because you're trying to get to the convention center. So we passed out kind of early. Um, the next day it was the same situation where you're up a little early, you go do things. Um, I just didn't make it to the rave. I'm not gonna lie, man. This gray in his beard is not from me trying to get to the rave, fam. We were trying to do it one night. It did not work. Um, in all honesty, oh, you can take the LAX Flyway shuttle from your terminal to Union Station for $10 and take the metro for about 15 minutes to AX Hotel also. Thanks, Ro, for that advice because I have not done that. But Ro being a local, she would know for sure. Like that's probably one of the easier ways to get around. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you, Carlos. A lot of people, the raves at Anime Expo aren't as popular as the parties at Anime Expo. What I mean by that is AX does have raves for people to go to. But because you're in Los Angeles, all these other groups like Cosplay Deviants and Senpai Squad and Faku and um there was so many Aero cosplay. There was so many different groups having just parties that a lot of people prefer to go to those because you're not censored by the AX stuff. Also, because they have real bars. The problem with Anime Expo is do they have a bar outside of the raves? They do not actually. I don't think they have a bar outside the rave. When they did the Faku party, Faku inside of Anime Expo had a rave, but the bartender would only let you get two drinks. So you had to buy both the drinks at one time and then take both your drinks with you. Otherwise, you'd have to go all the way to the back of the line again to line up to go get two drinks again. So a lot of people prefer to go to the off area parties because there's a bar, there's not as many rules and restrictions. Um, I've been to a couple. They're all right, but I'm past that. I'm past that. But I'm just not into that anymore, you know. But it's cool though. I would recommend it. If I'm gonna say go to any of these parties though, go to the Senpai Squad. All right, not the cosplay deviant. Yeah, Yuki saying the same thing. Ro is take that flyway station and then Uber or Metro. Okay, yeah, there's definitely easier ways to move around. So the dopest part about this YouTube channel is because we talk Anime Expo stuff, and so many people have been to it that are in the chat and on as part of this channel. You'll get a ton of advice from this channel on how to move around and what to do. But again, I would say on all these parties, go to the Senpai Squad party. They're always super fun. The ratio is balanced. All right. Cosplay Deviants. Cosplay Deviants was like, oh, come to our party. They only 8 women. There were 6 girls on stage, and the other 2 in the crowd had boyfriends, and then it was nothing but dudes. Okay. That's what Cosplay Deviants party was. Um, the Senpai Squad party was it's really nice. It is super cool. Let's see. Hold on. See if we can get this to move. I got the mic right here, so if you guys see me like Triscon, change it. Yeah, so as a person who's a dad also, I don't know if I could take my son to Anime Expo. It's a lot going on at Anime Expo, okay? And sometimes you'll see like the wholesome things happening. And then other times it'd be like cheats everywhere. It's a little different depending on the age. You know what I mean? Like it be going down to Anime Expo. All right, let's see. Senpai Squad after party. Yeah, like literally. I'm not gonna lie to you, fam. There was one time we was. I'm gonna just get straight to the story. We was just out chilling walking around the building, coming around to the front of the building to just, cross the street, go to Anime Expo. We hit this corner and I looked to the left and it was just thong and just cheeks everywhere. Okay. that's not. I don't know how old your kid is, but that might not be for a 12-year-old. All right, you're gonna make him a man real quick. Okay, with that kind of scenery, it's not it. Um, let's see. This is the Belasco. This is last year's Senpai Squad Anime Expo party. So again, I'm not gonna play the music. I'm just showing you guys what the Senpai Squad party looks like. This is why I recommend Senpai Squad. All right, you should do a family trip to AX someday. Yeah, when my son's like 23, maybe. My kid is yeah, exactly, Carlos. It's a lot, yo. It's a lot of it's a lot. No disrespect. If that's how they want to cosplay, I am here for equal rights, okay? Equal rights for everyone. If you want your cheeks out, you put your cheeks out. I just don't know if my kids should see your cheeks shed, okay? Anyway, this is a Senpai Squad party. Um, this is why I recommend this party to a lot of people. And this is at the Belasco. But the ratio at this party is there's a bunch of women, there's a bunch of dudes. They're all having fun. There's not a part of the screen where you don't see men and women. Okay? Weaves going wild. Yeah. But again, look at the ratio. Not saying there's not more guys, but definitely more balanced. Plus, Senpai Squad gets a bunch of dope ass DJs for their party. Like it's a bunch of dope DJs that they hire for the party. And again, the outside parties are not sponsored by Anime Expo, so you don't have those same rules and restrictions. But also remember that because it's not sponsored by Anime Expo, they have no control over how you get there, if you get in or not, what happens at the party, what happens when you leave the party. None of that is on Anime Expo. These parties are way off from where we are actually staying and from what they have going on. All right. Just remember that if you decide to pick these things. Hoshi is looking at the screen right now going, where's this party at? This is at the Belasco, Hoshi. All right. We're talking about probably like mile and a half, 2 miles from the Moxie. All right. You could take a Uber, take a Lyft, but it's probably about a mile, mile and a half from there. And it's literally just a bunch of DJs and stuff. It's cool. It's cool. You guys should check this out. If you've never been to these parties at Anime Expo, they're a lot of fun. Understand though, they loud as hell, okay? They loud. Your boy be getting headaches. I be getting headaches. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, um, went to a jazz club. You know what I mean? I'm at that age. I'm at that age now where it's like, hey, let me hear this jazz music real quick. Try to hear something smooth. Yeah, I would be here all night. Yeah, Hoshi, it's dope. It's in walking distance. Now, I'm only gonna say this, and it doesn't mean anything bad about LA. It does get shadier the further you walk from the downtown area. It gets a little darker. All right. It gets a little sketchier as you walk away from our hotels, especially at the time of these parties. These things are probably at like 9 or 10 at night, and you're not leaving till like 2 in the morning. So I would recommend taking an Uber, Lyft, or something. Or if you're in a friend group, cool, walk together. But definitely not some distance you want to be covering at night by yourself. Um, alleys go crazy in LA. Alleys are wild. Uh, I don't know if there's a metro near the Belasco or not. I think there is, but I'm not 100%. I'm at that age where I leave the con at 8:30 p.m. and come back between 10 and noon the next day. I'm not. Hey, Try a party someday though. I ain't mad at that, bro. I'm not mad. It's different, you know what I mean? It's cool though. And we certain ages you just adjust to that environment. You know what I mean? You just be like, yo, I'm not going out here in these streets. It's just not happening. Honestly, I would rather put on an episode of South Park, eat a cookie, and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, just not at that point anymore. All right, I did all that, but I would recommend it for other people if that's what you're into. Let me move some window stuff around. Move this here. So I lined up at 6:30 p.m. Excuse me just a sec. I mean a.m. guys. Um, we lined up at 6:30 a.m. and that's kind of where I would recommend a lot of people do. You want to get up at 5:30 a.m. and then head over there at 6. It's kind of what you would really like to do. Um, but hear me out. If you saw my video, you also saw the lines that were in that situation. You know what I mean? Like they have gotten a lot of better. They used to be a lot worse. 100% they used to be worse. Um, yeah, 4:30 or 5. Like literally, you want to be in line by 6. That's why if you notice in the video, one of the things me and Eric were talking about was um the AX shuttle, which is good for a lot of people. On Anime Expo day 1, do you really want to be in the Anime Expo shuttle? Is that something you really want to deal with? All right, because now even if you want to be in line at 6, you're waiting on the shuttle if it's already full, which it will be on day 1. Everyone's going to the con. Everyone's going. So the shuttle will be constantly full on day 1. Do you really want to be the person on day 1 at 6 p.m. waiting 45 minutes for the next shuttle for the con? It may not sound like a lot, but lining up at 6 versus lining up at 7 is a big difference in Anime Expo. Um, hold on, hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna show you guys two different versions of Anime Expo. One to show you what the Anime Expo line used to be like, and the second one to show you what the Anime Expo is now. So this is what the Anime Expo line used to be. All right, it's not this bad anymore. Um, but just like I said, I was looking for ways to find, you know, certain ways to get through the line. All right, here we go. I shit you not. This is a 12-minute video of my man walking through the line to Anime Expo. But we're going to 2 times the speed on this so that we can expedite this process because watching this whole video is wild. Um, but this is my man showing you guys. Now, this is when Anime Expo was at its peak worst line. 2017, 2018 are arguably the worst Anime Expo lines, period. Now, notice that there are people walking this way and that way because the line has looped. All right. Damn, they look like they're trying to get the iPhone. um, But this is when the line were their worst. Okay, so the complaints they got from 2017 are what laid the groundwork for what we got this year. The biggest complaints for this year were not only were people going under the overpass, they were going back to the homeless shelters. Bitch, was that Walt and Jesse's van from Breaking Bad? That's where they were. Did y'all notice how bad that was? They were out near the meth area in this bitch. Okay, that is Walt and Jesse's van from Breaking Bad. Um, look how far, yo, look at this line. Again, this is looped around and going back to the con. Hoshi, don't scare yourself. It doesn't do this anymore. They don't do this anymore, okay? This was just how bad it used to be. All right. This was just Albaskia. Yeah, Yuki, right. They were literally so bad that people were lining up by Skid Row. They had looped that far around. Like I said, this is a 12-minute video of my man just trying. He waited in line for 6 hours. Okay. My man waited for 6 hours, then got out the line because he couldn't wait anymore. The biggest issue with this year was because people were waiting 6 to 7 hours in line. By the time they got into the convention center, the exhibit hall was closed. The artist alley was closed. They had missed half the panels of that day. So if you bought a 1 day ticket, your whole day was gone. So since this video, they have worked to fix these lines. Yes, that was a hot dog vendor out here trying to sell hot dogs. Even this far down, he was trying to sell hot dogs. Again, look how long this line is. These people are going to go line up. We still haven't gotten to where the line is single file yet. Skid Row is actually the opposite direction. Oh my God. So pay attention to the fact that this line is still 2 lines. They haven't gotten to the point yet where there's a single line going into the convention yet. These are all still people looping around to come back. Could you imagine you're walking through this area and somebody is just dancing on the bench smoking a crack pipe or something? Like, it's crazy. Look at this. Bro, now I didn't have to deal with this chaos. This was back when the Premier badge still existed, so Premier fans ain't have to deal with this kind of stuff at all. But look, man, there's still 2 lines, all right? We're watching this video to show you guys how long it took him to get to a point where there was 1 line, all right? That's what we're talking about. You should be lining up early. At this point, this is when people used to line up, no joke, at 2 or 3 in the morning. And I would leave, dude. I would leave too. I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason I was spending this ticket, this video made me spend $500 on the Premier badge because I told myself I was not waiting in that. Now we're up to a single file line. All right. You would think, okay, we're at single file. That must mean we're right at the end of the line. We're going into convention center. Nah, fam. Nah. If this is starting to look familiar to those of you who have been to Anime Expo, that's because he's now on the side of the convention center. This is the far left side of the convention center. Um, so they're coming up one of the sides of the convention center right now. And this is still going. Okay. Dude, I could not imagine lining up like this. But again, this is when people used to line up at 2 or 3 in the morning because they didn't want to deal with this. For some reason, Comic Con had no issues with getting people in and out of this building, but Anime Expo could not do it at all. Um, and as I wish I could tell you guys that was the end of the line. It's not. We're still trying to get to the line. We are just now coming around the corner to the parking garage area. Right, dude. I'm telling you, Hoshi, it was real. These Anime Expo things was real back then, man. It was bad, dude. I wish I could tell you it's better now. All right. It's way better now. Okay. For those of you who don't know, this is the actual convention center. We're actually there now. Now, the line he just showed you finally got to the convention center. But as you look ahead, you see these little orange lines. Now you're zigzagging in the orange lines to get into the convention center. This was so bad, man. And look how long it is. These lines used to go the whole building to get inside. Anime Expo used to, right. Comic K is like 300,000 people in one area and it still ain't this bad. This would be so demoralizing starting the con having to walk all the way back around. Right. You hop out your Uber or whatever in front of the building and you gotta walk all the way to the end on the other side and then walk all the way back. And you still can't get into the building for anything you wanted to that day. It's crazy. I mean, that's how long these lines were back then. Now, in Anime Expo's defense, at this point, they had two front entrances. That was it. They were running two entrances. They were running the South Hall entrance and they were running the West Hall entrance. Those were the only two entrances they had into the building. All the other entrances weren't those days when you had to wait in line to pick up your badge first. Yes, that was also another one of the problems is you had to go get your badge and then go get in line. It was so bad, man. This was a bad system. Okay. Now, in Anime Expo's defense, things got better. So let's go to my channel and I'll just show you guys for 2 seconds what the line looks like now. Let's see there, here. So again, this is the better version of this line. All right, so I'm still at 2 times the speed so I can show you guys. Notice there's no one in front of the building. Okay. No one ever wants to grab their badge at a con. Don't do it. I don't recommend grabbing a badge at a con for anybody, fam. For no one. Okay. Um, but as you guys see, there's no one in front of the building because they changed that. All right. This year, and I know the camera's bad. We're gonna work on that next year. My camera gimbal literally broke. It's right here. Bitch broke on me before we got there. Fucking sucked too. I really like this thing. But as you guys can see, there's a lock switch right here, and the lock switch no longer works. So your boy has to get a new one. But as you guys can see, we didn't see a line until we got to the front right here, mainly because they separated everyone. They gave us 5 different entrances this year. Five, okay? That made it so we were spread out all around the corners of the building with multiple ways to get into the building. Now, this is 6 a.m. that we're lining up, like 6:15 or something like that. As you can see, there's already a line, but in Anime Expo standards, that line ain't, this is nothing. This is nothing compared to other things. All right. This line is nothing compared to what we're used to dealing with. Um, and I'm just going to skip just a little bit. First of all, the preacher dude's not there yet. Otherwise, I'll show you the preacher dude, Hoshi. But he didn't make it here yet. So we did end up going the wrong way for about 2 seconds. All right. So we ended up having to walk all the way back around to this corner. This is LA Live over here in this background corner. And we ended up going to the Maki entrance, I think is where we were at. Um, and we got to the Maki entrance, went up the back of the my entrance, my bad. It went up these back steps to get into the building. Now, this is how long our line was. Now, you just saw how long the other line was. This is how long our line was to actually get into the building. Okay. As you can see, it's not looped around. Everyone's just chilling. Shout out to all the nice people in line. There are even gaps in the space because we had to leave room for cars to get in and out of it. All right. One vid a preacher, and I'm already pissed. He be out here, Hoshi. He's out here. All right. He's just telling you why you shouldn't be here. All right. So we just rounded the corner. As you guys can see, it just took like a minute to get to the end of the corner. We rounded. We left this big gap of space because we had to make sure cars can go in and out. Um, and we are at the end of the line. This is 6 in the morning, fam. 6 in the morning. That's how short it was. All right. That's where we're at. It was 6 in the morning. It took that long for us to get to the end of the line. When the line started moving, we were in the building in like 5 minutes, give or take. Um, these were some cool people around us too. These dudes were cool. They were just, and again, I always tell you guys, it's okay to find people to talk to. This dude was cool. These dudes behind us were cool. The guy in front of us was talking to us about his game he was playing. It's so many just genuine people who are just there to have fun like you are. They're just there to talk anime and enjoy the convention. And there are goth baddies everywhere for those of you looking for goth baddies. Get ready like the new COD at Games 2014 GameStop. Yeah, that's it. You gotta line up like something new is coming out. Like some new Jordans are dropping. You gotta be in there ready to go. Con opens at 9 instead of 10. That makes a massive difference. It did, Ro. It made such a big difference this year. Because normally what would happen with the premiere fans and stuff were able to go in at 9 o'clock and then everyone else came in at 10. The downside to that is at 9 o'clock when other people were going in, the line would then build for an additional hour on top of itself, and it made it so much longer for a lot of other people. So it took forever for everyone to get into the building. I have no idea what we're talking about. Oh, we were talking about the bus, how quick it should be to get onto the bus. And this was just us going into the building. Dude, this line's moved so much faster this year. This is why a lot of people were so happy with Anime Expo's change in things this year. It was because of the fact that everything moved so much quicker and it was so much smoother. And I'm assuming they'll go with this same setup again next year because it worked. What conceited assholes is what happened to the premiere badge. And Yuki can probably back me up on this. Because one of the reasons I got the premiere badge was Yuki's video years ago where he was talking about the premiere badge and he did like a quick vlog in the premiere fan lounge, which was dope as fuck too. The premiere fan lounge was like the chillest spot ever. But conceited assholes is what happened to the premiere fan badge. Um the badge gave a lot of these people god complex. And Anime Expo Chibi. You're right. Um it gave a lot of these people a god complex. Not necessarily your everyday normal person who just doesn't want to skip lines or something like that, but the people who, let's see, there were people who would show up to panels like 5 minutes ahead of time and think because they're a premiere fan they were automatically guaranteed a spot, or they could automatically just skip a line in front of someone who had already been waiting there for hours. Um, and don't get me wrong, they gave us our own line, but it didn't mean we could skip the normal line that was already there. If there was already a premier fan line and that line had filled up, we couldn't then cut in front of a regular 4-day badge. It doesn't work that way. But because a lot of these people were conceited and rude to other people, they removed that badge. But the biggest difference, excuse me, sorry guys, the biggest difference was Anime Expo Chibi. Yes, people were being a-holes, but how do I say this? Let's see. 2020 was a very bad year. Anime Expo canceled 2020. They also, unlike a lot of other conventions, canceled 2021. So we didn't get to come back till 2022. A lot of us were able to buy our Anime Expo badges in 2022. When we went, the convention was dope. Everything was cool as hell. And then to make up some of that money they lost, someone at Anime Expo came up with the idea of Anime Expo Chibi. Why not have a second, smaller convention where we can still make some money? We can sell vendor spots, make it a prioritized vendor and artist convention so that they will sign up to do this convention. We'll prioritize them instead of the panels, and we could sell more tables and make the money back. Um, because of this, the income they would normally lose, would normally get from the premier badge, they didn't need because they made that money back hosting Anime Expo Chibi. It then gave them the green light to remove the premier badge. Your badges and tickets are going to sell out regardless. Your hotels are selling out regardless. You don't necessarily need the premier badge. It was a perk for people, but not necessarily something Anime Expo had to have. So they got rid of the premier badge because they didn't need it. They were making the income. They didn't have to deal with all these people being rude to other people. It's a lot easier to just, wash your hands of it. It's easy. You don't have to have it anymore. There was no point in keeping it. Um, so they got rid of it. And it sucks to say that. Sucks they don't have it anymore. I personally really enjoyed my Premier badge. I wish they would bring it back, but I also see that they don't have to. Um, in all honesty, it doesn't seem like it's even something on the radar to bring back. I don't think it's even something they've considered. Plus, the other thing was because they did the Anime Expo Chibi thing, they pushed out the Anime Expo dates. Why did they push the Anime Expo dates out? Because in 2022, when they finally did decide we're going to do Anime Expo again, they didn't do any announcements till December of 2021. They didn't start selling tickets till January of 2022. They didn't start booking hotels till February 2022. So now they see, hey, we don't need an entire year to sell out our tickets. We don't need a full year to sell out our hotels. We only need 6 months. So now we only have 6 months when you're planning, which is why you have a channel like mine who's like, yo, I know they're only giving you 6 months. I'm going to show you how to do this over a year. So you're not trying to just hustle it up in 6 months. Man, these adult weaves need to get it together. Teenagers get less trauma, more respectful. They are. It's true, bro. It sucks. It sucks to see such a dope tool that was meant to give you more of an experience used that way and people not be respectful of other people. Okay. And it's just a sense of entitlement. And that allowed them to look for other avenues to not need that money. Because it was a big money jump. I mean, your regular 4 day badge was $100, your premier fan badge was 500. So they made an extra $400 just off of that ticket. But with the Anime Expo Chibi, they recouped all that money, so it was like, you don't have to have it. So that's why there is no premier badge. If they ever brung it back, would your boy buy it? Yes, I would buy it. But I don't see a reason for them to bring it back. I don't think they will ever bring it back. It does suck, but I genuinely don't see a reason for them to bring it back. Um, but yeah, man, it's crazy. It was dope too, man. Folks were talking loudly during panels in their 20s and 30s. Yeah, it's so bad. They screwed it up for a lot of us. And it was genuinely a sense of entitlement that screwed it up. The biggest misconception for the premier badge was there was a rule in the premier badge, not a rule, a benefit in the premier badge that said you if you show up 30 minutes before panel, you will genuinely be let into the panel. So some of these people took that to heart. But what they didn't understand was they're not the only Premier fans. There are others. So say a room holds 700 people and they say, okay, out of these 700, we do want general attendees and we want premiere fans, but we have to make the most of this. Now, there was probably one premiere fan for every 1,000 to 2,000 people, which means, okay, what we'll do is out of this group of 700, 100 premiere fans can get into the room. The other 600 will be general attendees. Yes, we'll let the premiere fans in first. Yes, they're lined up early. We'll let them in. All the benefit is still there. What was happening was other premiere fans were showing up and not being let into the panel. But they weren't being let into the panel because the panel room had already capped. They had capped the line of premiere fans at 100 people. They had capped the line of general attendees at 600 people. So you have entitled people thinking that they deserve to get into that line more than the people who were already waiting and being patient and being respectful to not only the other guests there, the people holding the panel, and the security for each panel. And when you have people like that, it kind of fucks it up for everybody else. And that's really what was happening, was it fucking it up for everybody else. So RIP the premiere badge, man. It was a good badge. You know what I mean? Um, but it is what it is. Dude, I don't know how people show up like that either. You guys see my shorts on my channel. There was one panel I showed you guys. We lined up 2 hours ahead of time. It was just us upstairs chilling. There was nobody. But that's what you want. You don't want that headache. If you line up that early, you could chill, eat something, and figure out your bearings, plan your next couple days. It's crazy. And those grown adults thinking that way. Yeah, exactly, bro. It's crazy why they were. I don't get it. But it is what it is, man. Shout out to all you guys who are true adults who respect other people. Okay? Man, keep being good people. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. We've been going for a little while, so I do have things to do in the morning. We will again be back next Monday, 9 p.m., live on the channel for all you guys to come through, talk to us. We'll talk cons. Question, all right? I will do it and I will put it together. Do you guys want the video of the weekend vlog exclusive during the live? I will react to it with you guys. I will show you guys the live. I'll play it for you guys live on the channel. So if you guys want that, we will play the vlog next Monday on the channel for you guys before we post it on the YouTube. If you guys want. All right. Comment down below. Let me know if that's what you guys want to do. We will play the vlog live next Monday on the YouTube if that's what you guys want to do. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I will see you next week. And again, comment down below if you want to do the vlog live on the channel next Monday. I will put it up here for you guys to see, and then I'll post it to the YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Might as well host you. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. Thank you guys for being here. As always, see you in the next video. Have a good night, everyone. Emmanuel, yes. All right, I feel you, Emmanuel. We got you. We got you. All right, that'd be cool. All right, so we'll get the vlog together. I'll have it edited and everything, and I will show it to you guys exclusively during the live, and then we'll post it later onto the YouTube. So, see you guys next.